So, Carwyn here with Hayden.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, going to be doing a bat rep today under failed charge, OBR versus Ogor Mawtribes. This is actually I was going to be thinking I might have had to play Hayden's list in the last round at Cancon, but...
Yeah, was very lucky to dodge that bullet, I think.
Yeah, well, I dodged the bullet? I think I probably
No, I think I
dodged
dodged
the
that bullet. I was freaking out.
Oh, mate, looking at how I went in my last game, I think you would have gone sweet. Anywho, so, yeah, looking forward to it. We're playing Total Conquest today. I'll show you the board in a sec, but in the meantime, we're going to do a run-through of Hayden's list and my list, and then we'll come back. Right, cheers, out. Hayden, all yours. So tell us about your list, mate.
So I have the 6-model meta. So there are literally 6 models in my entire list. It is 1980 points. So I have 3 Stonehorn Beast Riders. They are my battle line. Because I have the Frostlord on Stonehorn as my general. So, as you can tell, they're not actually Stonehorns. So anything on 2 legs, so my Carnosaurs and Troglodyons, they are my Stonehorns. My 2 big boys on the Stegodons, they are my Huskards on Thundertusk. So they're both heroes, they're both priests, so they can both pray as well. So the prayer they're taking gives my guys +3 to movement. The Frostlord on Stonehorn, here's my general, I am taking Blood Gullets. So Blood Gullets is like the Mawtribe. So the general, his command trait gives him 6-inch pile-in moves to any ogre within 12 inches when they charge, or if they're within 3 inches in combat. So it's not like an extra 3 inches, so they can't pile in from 6 inches away. But if they do charge, they can pile that 6. He's also got the artifact, which is Nice Drop of the Red Star, not Nice Drop of the Red Star, Splatter Cleaver. So it heals all ogres within 12 inches when he deals damage, and it heals them D3.
Oh, this is
So there's a lot of healing in this list, there's a lot of damage in this list, but there is only 6 models, but each of those models does count as 10 for objective play.
So I think technically you've actually got more...
Technically, I've got
You've got 60, and I don't think I've even got 60 on the board.
Yeah.
Let's go. How good are these models, though? They look absolutely awesome. It's going to be great fun playing against such a pretty army. Oh, I love it. Looks really good. All right, we'll do my list and then come back. Okay, so this is OBR. Playing, of course, Petrifex Elite. You know, just being a sheep and following all those kind of people. One day I might pay crematoriums or something. But in the meantime, so we've got Katakros. He's the general, so that I can make use of his awesome command ability of 36-inch +1 to hit, well, until his banner bearer gets smashed, then he goes down to 18 inches. We've got Liege Cavalos, so I'm starting off with 7 discipline points straight up, then rolling for my 9 units. So I tend to average between normally about 9 or 10, pretty consistently. Got 2 Harvesters. They tend to be amazing in bringing back plenty of Mortier Guard and killing lots of stuff. They're pretty tanky in combat too, I've found. 5 Death Riders, 2 units of 10 Mortier Guard, a unit of 20, and then the Crawler. So I've decided to take 2 units of 10 instead of another big block of 20, so I can control a little bit more board space and zone people out when needed at tournament styles. So looking forward to getting amongst it with this list. The Arch Cavalos has got the Godbone Armour, which is the Petrifex Elite must-take artifact. But because he can't be the general, he doesn't have the extra +2 wounds, so he's just a 7 wound cav. Okay, let's get amongst it. So we're back from following the list to do deployment. So we're sitting here. Oh, we've got a random ruler in there. So playing the Total Conquest. So we've got 1 objective there, which is supported by. They've got some the Death Riders, 10 Mortier Guard, cav. 20 Mortier Guard and the Harvester, and there's the Catapult just plonking back there with big Special K.
What's he scared of? Come on.
Big Special K. Another unit of Mortec looking to contest that objective there. Over here we've got there's an objective there. Oh, but wait, he's there. Look at that. So one of the Stonehorns ready to run over and take that objective, most probably. We've got the Moorpot. And one of the Huskards at the back, on Thundertusk at the back there, 2 more Stonehorns, and then there's the Frostlord and another Huskards, you know, being
hanging
cowardly over in the corner there.
Staying away from that big shooty frickin'
we're so scared of the Catapult. So there's the big piece of terrain in the way, which is going to be really annoying, but that's all good.
Go full John Cena.
That's that's it. So yeah. So who's going first? Hayden.
That will be the Bonereapers.
Whoa! He's given the OBR the first turn. Okay. So and we've got the obligatory dog in the corner there, having a bit of a. Oh, hello, Rox. Hello.
Distractions.
Aren't you so cute? Aren't you so cute? Yeah, big distraction. Hopefully he takes Hayden's eye off the ball. Yep, so we'll come back shortly after the with the OBR to start of turn 1. Cheers. So, end of the we're just going to do the end of the OBR turn because there's no combat. So there was a Stonehorn there. There is now a Stonehorn off the board. So we've got
all 3-4-up saves
3-4
because that's how my dice roll.
Yep. Oh dear. So Death Riders moved up to threaten that objective. Didn't want to take it because it was going to be quite easy for that Stonehorn to come in and get them. And then in Total Conquest you get the extra 50 point if you take it off your opponent. These guys moved past their own objectives, still holding it just because it's not being even remotely threatened, so they're okay there, and they just want to move up in support of the Death Riders. The big unit of 20 and the Liege Cav popped up a little bit. The Cav, this moved to the catapult moved a little bit to get away from the volcanic terrain because I was awesome and set it up near it to start off with. Special K moved up a little bit. The Mortex shuffled over along with the Crawler to provide some support. Again, we could have gone and tapped that objective, but we decided not to with the Stonehorn and Huskard sitting there. At the end of the day, they could have come charging in, battered me quite nicely. And then just retake it, counting as 10 models quite easily. So we've got to play a little bit of a cagey game. Certainly didn't hurt obliterating a Stonehorn, and yes, Hayden just going seriously when he's rolled his and then he only rolled three saves on the DPR.
2 1s and a 2, and then 15 after saves, saving 3.
Yeah, which is
on 5 ups.
Which is
which is not great.
No, that's below
that's
average.
Well below.
Yeah, well below. So he's had a very, very poor start to the game. Still plenty of power packed in this little corner, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting comeback time from Hayden. I'm sure a man of his caliber can do it.
Yeah, right.
So that's so little faith. So we'll come back shortly with Mawtribes turn 1.
Right, guys, so Beast Claw Raiders / Mawtribes turn 1. Old mate Frostlord Stoneclaw was pissed that one of his boys went down. So he's come round and he's gone, well, piss off Harvester. You're a species. So he's come round and gone, well, off you go. Back to the OBR with you. We've just kind of moved around this way to cap these 2 objectives. Really, really scared of that Harvester if we, not the Harvester, the Catapult if we don't get this priority. Coming around here, I'm hoping if we get the double turn, these guys are just going to come through and take Katakros off the board with a bunch of mortal wounds. Because if Katakros goes down, I don't think these OBR are going to be as scary. Potentially, we'll have to wait and see. Coming into that, I'm on 2 points.
Yep.
Carwyn, you're on 1.
Yeah, 1. Yep.
It is still very close, but I think the OBR still have the upper hand right now. Luckily down here, those Mortec did come in, did 2 wounds to the Frostlord because the Frostlord killed something. He healed D3 at the end, and he's back on full health.
Yeah, that's the best.
Rising up, just sits back up and goes, "What was that? Come on, guys!"
Even managed to kill 2 of the
Mortec as well. But was it rolling? What for the D6 stomps? 1 stomp.
Yep.
D3 damage. 1 damage plus 1.
I couldn't fail, but I failed to do it. That's awesome. Okay, so now we've got priority time. So
here we go.
Let's go. So I've got a 2.
I've got a
5.
Let's
priority.
double this bad boy.
Here we go. Rock and roll. Right, we'll come back with Mawtribes turn 1.
All right, so Mawtribes turn 2. As you'll notice, Big Boy Special K took too much Special K and went in the K hole. So he's off the table after Roid Rage Frostlord came across and went, my mates, not happy with you, did, I think, 17 wounds to Katakros in combat.
Just got him by 1.
Just got him by 1 wound.
Yeah. Although you had your punches and kicks left, but with a 2-up save, I'd be backing myself to save those. But.
Yeah, the Thunder Tusk at the back here ran into the Mortec Guard that were there. Rolled an 8 for his charge, did 7 mortal wounds. So literally took off 7 of the Mortec Guard just with the charge.
Yep.
Yeah, Thunder Tusks are shit, guys. So, coming through, managed to get a 6-inch pylon to come into this Mortek guard here, which I really, really regret doing. I did it to try and tag him up, but then I keep forgetting how good harvesters are. So, like, if without the harvester, there would have been less, probably another 6 or 7 there.
Yeah. Instead you killed one.
Yeah, I killed one with 6 horn attacks, 1 stomp, the punches and kicks. Like, that harvester, man, they are... If you play OBR, go pick up 2.
Shh, don't do it. Don't do it.
Shh. Don't tell Ben Johnson they're great.
Yeah.
So we're coming through here. Kept these 2 objectives, so I'm going to score another 2 points to take me to 4.
Yep.
With Special K dead, I don't know how this game's going to go because I sacrificed that Stonehorn like a spud, but here we go. Coming into the next turn for the OBR.
So it was a really quick hero phase, just doing the Nexus, putting Nig 1 to hit on the Stonehorn there.
Which is gone.
Yeah. Sorry, no, it was on the Frosty,
yep.
on the Frostlord. Sorry, my bad. And then so the Mortek guard that were over here have cruised over to try and block off the Frostlord a little bit from the catapult, which moved over itself. The catapult shot and took 10 wounds off the Husk guard at the back. The Mortek guard, the harvester just kind of moved forward a little bit, as did the liege. Sorry, that 3's on the harvester. No healing for me, or there will be some healing in a sec. I'll roll that after, now that I've killed that dude. And then the horsies just moved along after a big run and tagged that objective. And they're obviously going to be looking to cruise over here and create some havoc, which is pretty cool. So I'll roll that. In the meantime, I'm going to get another 2 VPs to take me up to 3 compared to Hayden's 4. And then we'll see. We might as well just roll the priority now. Okay, big roll, no whammies, 3.
5. I'm going to have to take that.
Oh, of course you are. Yeah. So we're going to see a lot less OBR on the field after turn Mawtribes turn 3. Okay, tell us about it, Hayden.
So it's getting to that stage of the game where it's you got to go balls deep or go home, as with ogres. So this Mortek guard, Carwyn screened really well. He's a top table player, knows how to play the game. So we've gotten to the stage where if I don't go into the Mortek guard and try and wipe them off, I've lost. So I tried to shoot the harvester off. It's got 1 wound left, 2 wounds left.
No, it's got 4 left.
4 left. So we tried to get a whole bunch of shooting. Didn't really do very much. Oh, we did like 4 wounds to it, so that's alright. But it needed to die before I charged, because if I charge, if the harvester was dead, a lot of those Mortek would just die from the charges. We've kind of moved this guy back here because these guys are scary. And that way we've pinged the Morpot as well as pinged the objective.
Yeah.
So holding that one there. Let's try and do some charges and see how we go. I do have a 6-inch pylon though as well. So
which is going to be pretty mean. So
we're going to try and get around
the
Mortek.
That's it. So Hayden's moved this guy around to try and go up and then down the Nexus and then try and get into a position to be able to swing another 6 inches round and hit the harvester. So he needs a decent roll. Unfortunately, he didn't get the +3 movement prayer off on the Frostlord, so that's the other reason why he's going that way instead of around this corner to deal with that unit of Mortek guard. Didn't quite have the movement to make it effective.
But
cool.
See how we go.
We'll come back after the charges and combat, and you'll either see some sad Mawtribes or some no OBR.
No more tribes.
Or no OBR left.
Yeah.
Right.
Alrighty. So in a miracle for the dead boys.
Look, there's some alive!
Yeah, they are from 6 stomp attacks from the Frostlord, made 5 saves. Didn't even have to take an after save. 5. Fucking kidding me. So Frostlord's come in, dealt damage, 3 charges, didn't end up getting enough movement to get around into the harvester. But there are only 3 models in range of that harvester right now, and there's nobody coming back.
No.
Everyone's healing up there, so they're going to get a little bit more juicier for this OBR turn. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Pick up another 2 points, put me on 6. see how we go with OBR turn 3.
Cheers. And I've only got 2 discipline points left. Yay. Okay, so after OBR turn 3, we came around the corner here with the Mortek guard and got stuck into the Huskar, Huskard there. The catapult actually shot and did, what did the catapult do? Did fire 3 wounds to the Stonehorn rider there. And the Death's Head did nothing. Actually, he didn't do anything either with the shooting.
Yeah.
But then, we retreated with those Mortek guard. We're hoping for the double turn here. The Harvest is actually in combat up there, but because of the Nexus being in the way, with the Stonehorn rider, he did 4 wounds to me and left me on 1. I did nothing to him though. And then over here, the riders got in, chipped 6 wounds off for 1 in return, but haven't done enough. They've got to kill him to get that point.
That's it.
So down here is going to get really interesting.
I've been forgetting a rule the entire game.
Oh, what's that?
Roll for the battle round at the start of my hero phase. If you're in combat with me, you take. If I roll equal to or less, you take D3 mortal wounds.
Oh,
I've been forgetting that the entire game.
Oh well, is that at the start of the battle round?
That's the start of the hero phase. So if I win priority, it's
right. Okay, then you'll start nipping me off. Yeah, right. Interesting. Okay.
Got to remember that shit.
So I got another 2 VPs though. So I'm now sitting on 5 to Hayden's 6.
Priority.
So priority's pretty big. See if I can finally win one. 6.
I got to roll a 6. Which I don't.
2. Yes, I've won a party!
This is going to be the game.
Okay.
How we go.
See how we go from here. OBR turn 4. We've rolled some dice. So in my turn, I moved the Liege Cavalos round to then charge, because since he failed the first time into the Stonehorn up there. These guys stayed in combat. These guys moved to block off the Frostlord from running in and taking that objective. I did the unthinkable and split my attacks, but it actually did some stuff. Did 5 wounds to the Stonehorn, which was really important in the end, and did 5 wounds to the Huskard who got
out of all the shots, I've made 2 saves.
Yeah, the whole game. The whole game.
Out of
against all the hits I've done against them, These guys brutaled him. So, but then he got some revenge finally. It took him right down to the last one.
Ogre headbutting it.
Yep, the Stonehorn Ogre sat there and headbutted the Harvester and finally took it down after he tanked a whole lot of wounds, which was just ridiculous.
What, 2 at Rend 2, 3 at Rend 1, and then the no Rend 1 damage.
It's the one that just chipped him. And I almost rolled a 6 for the after. But poor Roxy. But this Stonehorn's on 11 wounds. He's reeling. He's got 1 left. Yep. So we're just going to quickly do a bit of a run through on what Hayden might do. I'm currently on 9 to his 6.
Yep.
He's not got a lot of options. This guy's still tagged in combat.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon, mate? What would you be doing from here to finish things?
So
this is your turn 4.
My turn 4. I'll probably. Well, let's see if I can do some mortal wounds.
Yeah. Oh, he ignores the first wound in the phase anyway.
Oh, it's D3.
So, is it? Yeah. So
this guy here, need to roll 4 or less. No.
Okay.
Nobody's within 3 over there. That's cool.
No, they're all out of
sweet. Pretty much, I'm just going to try and retreat this guy back here.
Yep.
I'm going to put the Frostlord to come this way.
Yep.
He's got a bunch of movement, so he can move his 14 to get to here.
Yeah, he'll probably charge him.
Probably charge in. So I'll probably get 4.
3. 1, 2, 3. So you'd be on 9. It'd be 9 all.
9 all, yeah.
Yeah, but then what would happen in turn 6 is he'd have to sit on his objectives pretty much.
Turn 5, yeah.
Turn 5, sorry, he'd have to sit on his objective because the minute... I could move the Frostlord off, maybe kill the Cavalos there, but that's not going to do a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be tight.
He's got 2 units of Mortek and a catapult that can still nugget stuff. Yep. So we might do some quick dice rolling just to finish it off for the video and see how we finish on turn 5. Cheers. So some amazing events. So we finished up turn 4 where...
this is turn 5?
Yeah. So we finished up turn 4 just to recap in terms of moving through. So the Stonehorn went over there and capped that.
Yep.
And that was in the second half of turn 5 and cleared off all the turn 4 and cleared off all the Death Riders.
Yep.
And the Huskard moved over here and retook and kept that to protect that objective. The other Stonehorn Rider. Yeah. In the meantime, and then into turn 5, Ogre's got priority, and the Frostlord came over and made short work of the Liege Cavalos. Meanwhile, the Huskard, the other Stonehorn rider decided to charge into these guys down here. There was 10 left.
Needed to make the charge. If he just moved onto the objective, he would have just been wiped off.
Yeah, that's it.
And needed to go into those Mortek and do a bit more damage than he did.
And it was quite comfortable that I could move this unit of 10 down here nearer the objective, no problem. These guys would have only had to roll a 4 or so to get onto the objective to take it just from numbers, and at the end of the day he was only on 8 wounds and I had the catapult left as well. Yep. So Hayden took the opportunity to charge in and secure it for himself to at least have a chance, or a good chance, taking to control. Didn't kill enough of these guys. They killed him in return, and then they just walk onto that objective and take it. So Hayden's end of Hayden's turn, he would have been 3 points to go from 9 to 12. But then I come over and take this from him, so I get 4 points and go from 9 to 13, and for the win on the end of turn 5. So really awesome game. Despite we'll do a bit of a rundown after we take a breath. But as you see, the Frostlord is all conquering on top of the Nexus. Okay, so that was an awesome game.
Yeah, that was full on.
Just crazy. So first time I've played Mawtribes, and I get to play a hello doggy. You've got to have the dog on camera, don't we? 6 models that just hit like absolute trucks. It was just...
It's good fun, hey?
It was awesome. So is there anything that you would have changed or done differently?
I would have stopped looking at this beautiful boy so much. But I don't know, I would have rolled better. That would have been nice.
Yeah. But it came down to the die. That's the thing.
That's it. The big thing with this game is it is a game of chance. You are rolling dice. We rolled it out, and it came down to the Stonehorn making like 1 more save or something like that to stay alive and kill some Mortek Guard. If he'd stayed alive. And then that would have brought it down to a minor win for me because he died. It was a major win for the OBR.
That's it.
So, like, very close. OBR's still really good, even though people say they've got that nerf recently compared to Zeech and Seraphon and all these new books coming out. They're still really good. Just takes a good pilot. Like any army. If you're a good pilot and you practice your list and you know it inside out and you play your game, regardless of who's across the table, regardless of what they're doing, you play to your plan. And you should do well. Yeah,
that's it. And I think it was really good for me losing Katakros. Like, when I say good for me, it was good practice. Losing Katakros, I think it was turn 2. That really put me under massive pressure, and I had to really think differently on how I was playing. I'm quite happy to put him at risk because he can be a bit of a tank, and if he had just survived with 1 wound, he would have just been healing up so much stuff. Because that was part of the issue too. I wasn't getting any Mortek back. They weren't dying as quickly because of the harvester, but at the end of the day, they weren't coming back either. But I think maybe I've got to. That's probably one of the things I did plan to sweep around the corner like that with the Death Riders, so they did their job. The other guys came through, did their job. I had the Mortek the big unit sitting central to be able to come through because your deployment was so heavily over here. I felt I could box you in, which is kind of what happened. So I'm pretty happy with how I played. I don't think I'd do anything terribly different other than maybe moving Katakros a little bit further away. But having said that,
if you won priority, you would have been.
It would have been a different game. So actually, to a degree, from a gameplay perspective, it's quite good. I think the priorities went the way they did because it really meant that I could understand how hard that you hit when you charge. So that'll do me well for next games as well.
Yeah, I think definitely for my Nexus that I got planned, dropping one of those Huskards and putting in 2 Butchers to make it a bit more rounded. And I think losing that Stonehorn before I had a turn was huge.
Well, it just gave me that entire
exactly.
You just couldn't get that
need to make 1 save, or even just like 1 or 2 after saves, and he would have been fine. It's losing him taking 15 wounds without making a single save. It was not pretty.
That's it. Both of us were on the back foot pretty quick. I lost Katakros, you lost the big fella, or one of the big fellas. That's it. It was pretty insane. I think you played awesome. You played really well. It'll be interesting to see how. So we're talking about magic. One of the things that I took out of this game is that I don't have a magic phase, which has been like that. I've never played an army in Age of Sigmar that hasn't had something in the magic phase. And most of the time been relative, had a good magic phase, not just like one sorcerer or something. So it's been really new for me to play with 0 magic and to have not only a shorter turn but also more consistency in the rest of it. So it'll be interesting for me to see how you go when you drop your Huskard to then take the 2 butchers. Is it 2 butchers?
Yes, two butchers.
Because you've got a strong magic phase, but it comes with that swinginess as well.
Yeah, that's it. Because the butchers are in Black Arts double casters.
Yep.
So they know 2 spells from the lore and gain an extra spell cast. So it gives them a bit more variability and dealing that support, which is the same role as the Huskards have now. They're just in a support role.
Yeah, for sure.
So it allows them to be in more places. It allows them to give a bit more support where it's needed.
Yep.
And it allows me to get rid of shackles.
Or
the rat trap. And that is
yeah.
the biggest weakness of this 6 model army, is that if someone chucks rat trap down around one of them, or especially around the Frostlord, or shackles down around the Frostlord, I have no way of getting rid of it. So he's there literally for the entire game, and I just have to go, cool, well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sweet, there's my army. Sweet. I'm going to sit here and...
I could see how that would be. Yeah, because that's one of your major advantages in this list is the movement. It's so good.
Yeah, so the minute someone puts down, cool, 1, 2, 3, sweet, he can't move. It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even things like palisades and shit could be a bit of an annoyance for you too, in front of your dude. And only another 2 or 3 inches you've got to go around the corner. So.
Yeah, the palisade and all that is definitely a big one as well, but it's just those endless spells that are 3 things.
Yeah.
So it makes it, you go touch 3 points on the base, so you're literally stuck.
I've got a Skaven list I'm just mucking around with just for a bit of fun. It's got 2 Vermin Lords, but it's got the Geminids, the Vermintide, and the Gravetide.
Yeah.
To basically sit there and go and take up a bit of board space as well, which would be pretty fun.
Look at Ravanax as well.
Yeah.
It's a big
base. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, putting Ravanax on a big base would be another option. It's just
because it's like 20 or 30 points or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. So it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it's just hard. We were talking about when you come up against a Nagash or Seraphon or Zeech, where they're just like, cool, they're just going to shut down magic. So it's unless you're playing one of those armies, it's hard to rely on getting your magic off.
Yeah, very much so.
Because there's going to be lots of Seraphon around.
Yeah.
And if you play OBR, there's a lot of Nagash around.
That's it.
And Zeech
is around as well.
Yeah, Zeech is always going to be around.
Yeah, even Slaves has started getting a little bit magic heavy with some of the stuff. Those endless spells are really good, and the Masks of Darkness teleporting, they've got to have some decent magic.
And then you've got Big Daddy Archaon as well, just rocking around doing whatever he wants. So
he's awesome. I got that getting painted up. Anyway, thanks very much for the game, dude.
No worries, man. Thank you very much.
Do
it again soon.
Yeah, sweet as. And we'll be having another couple of reports coming along shortly as well.
No worries.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Cheers.